3 March 2024, and today I'm joined by the generals from ZIFA. How are you, generals?
Great, and you? And well, good, and greetings to your viewers.
Okay, fantastic. So today we're very quick. We're not going to take a long time. I want to give you an opportunity to comment on the events that occurred at the Victoria Falls. As you are aware, the presidential jet was forced to turn back. Are you guys involved? Who is involved? What's happening?
Okay. I think I will take that one. Kambangwe, look, we are not involved in terrorist activities. Remember, we are Zimbabweans. One thing that we have set for ourselves is we deal with the constitution. Anything that we do, we have to look in our constitution, and we will do anything that is enshrined from our constitution. Anything that we decide on, we don't just decide. We sit down, think, and go to our constitution as it is the backbone of every activities in Zimbabwe. Whatever that happened in Victoria Falls, all I can tell you is the third term is the problem in Zimbabwe. We don't know. It's just speculations. The third term is a problem in Zimbabwe. And that was a false threat. And if it was true, Chiwenga was there addressing the same conference. So why Mnangagwa had to turn back and go back to Harare? Which means it's themselves. These guys, they are playing a game between the Chiwenga faction and the Mnangagwa faction. They should not blame anyone outside. What I can tell you now is, Gambako, we will not allow anyone to touch Mnangagwa, like what they did to Muammar Gaddafi. We will not allow that. Mnangagwa, yes, he might be doing something wrong in Zimbabwe, but we will not allow anyone to kill Mnangagwa. Because remember, he is the custodian of the struggle in Zimbabwe. And Zimbabwe, we only have one president, Robert Mugabe, and he died. We cannot afford to lose another one, even though he is not living up to the standards of what we expect. So we will not allow anyone to kill Mnangagwa. And we just want a free Zimbabwe for everyone to live in Zimbabwe. So we can't destroy the infrastructure that we are expecting to live in. That's all I can say for now.
Okay, so I think that answer is clear. Let's go to General Mtapa. Is a coup imminent? Do you think the events in the military, the removal of General Elson Moyo, is linked? What is your view on the military happenings in the military, the firing of the middle-level commanders a few months ago, and the current changes that are happening? Is this the way that the military should be managed?
Thank you, Kambakwe. Also, I will second what the ZEFA president have just said concerning the threatening of President's aeroplane. We are not a terrorist organization, and we will stick there. We will stick to the constitution and the constitutional values. We don't want to have another Rwanda here in Zimbabwe. So we make sure that not any innocent life will be lost when we are partaking any protest or any legal uprising. Concerning what the president is doing with the military personnel, a military position is not like a position in the kitchen where somebody is a chef in the kitchen. It's an important position which security and the secrets of the government. So it's not all of a sudden whereby the president can wake up from his bedroom and decide to fire a certain military personnel on such a highest rank in the country without explanation even to the public and say it's confined. But it leaves the country very much vulnerable. The president should be avoiding such acts because we have seen them happening for quite a long time ever since the president have taken the office. So we don't want a chaos. We need to do things accordingly to the constitution. So our advice to the president that inside the problems that we have right now, he shouldn't be in the position of adding more petrol to already that there are some flames that we're having. So we advise the president that he shouldn't be acting in such a reckless manner because we we don't want to lose any innocent lives in Zimbabwe, like what happened in Uganda, whereby the two leaders, Ibrahim Cyprian Ntaryamira and the Juvenal Ibrahimana, his plane was dropped down, and at the end, almost 800, nearly 1 million people, innocent lives were taken because of the reckless political acts.
Okay, but is it not Mnangagwa who is reckless? He has just fired Mchangwa. He has just fired all these military generals. Is there nothing bigger? I think General President, you indicated that these guys are fighting among themselves. So my question is not answered. Is a coup imminent? What are we seeing here?
Look, the problem here is the third term. Remember, let's go back to where it started. Chiwenga and the army generals removing Robert Mugabe. Nothing just happened because they wanted to remove Robert Mugabe and they put Mnangagwa. There was an agreement. What was the agreement? I think Mnangagwa, he is not living up to the agreement that they had. So the only thing that is here now, whatever that happened day before yesterday, let's not blame anyone from outside. Let's blame these guys. They know exactly what's happening. The coup might be imminent. And what we are seeing now is just shots, the highlights of what is about to happen. Because if it was a real threat, why Chiwenga was there in the conference in the first place? Because Chiwenga is the vice president also. He should be protected. So why do you leave him to go to the conference? So the coup is imminent. But let us not blame the outsiders. And us as the citizens, we are saying no one should take anyone's life. Even Mnangagwa's life, it is important. As he is the president of Zimbabwe right now, even though there are some questions around his presidency, no one should take anyone's life. We should sit down as Zimbabweans and discuss a way forward. If the agreement was not met, yes, it was not met, but let's sit down. And the third term is the one that is bringing up everything to light now. And as Honorable Mtapabere said, let's not add fuel to the fire that is already burning. Mnangagwa, what he needs to do now, he needs to call Chamisa, sit down with Chamisa. He must forget about the third term. He needs now to pave way for all Zimbabweans, and he must forget about himself.
Okay, so I think President in general, we're coming to the end of our program. Let's conclude, and I think let's summarize what you've said. You've said Zephyr has got nothing to do with what happened in Victoria Falls, and you do not promote terrorist activities. What you want is dialogue, and your ultimatum still stands for ED and Chamisa to sit down and talk. Is there anything else you want to say before we close? Let's start with you, General Mtapa.
What I can say right now is, since we are approaching the end of the ultimatum, what I can say to the children of Zimbabwe, to the Zimbabwean citizens, even if you can check in our constitution, it's enshrined that there is a civil arrest. So I do urge the Zimbabwean children that wherever we are, let us accumulate the evidence of all the looting and all the looters. We have to accumulate the evidence. We know where they are. We know what they are doing. Let us accumulate all the evidence and compile the files and ensure that we have got the evidence of those lootings. So that when we call for uprising, for mass protest, which is legally and constitutionally, we know where to target. We know the thieves that are stealing in Zimbabwe. We know the people that are not promoting the well-being of our citizens in Zimbabwe. And it has been quite a long time, and we cannot be clapping our hands that, this one is Mbinga. Mbinga of what? Mbinga of stealing from the Zimbabwean people. We shouldn't be doing that. Hence, we've got our people who does not have medication. I've been at Pararinya hospital yesterday. I have seen what I'd never seen in my life, whereby a sick person is to go and fetch some water from a bucket to flush a toilet. That is very painful. And whereas they want to build a cyber city only for the so-called rich and the greedy, but the people are dying in the hospitals. So we urge the children of Zimbabwe to ensure that we compile the evidence. When we are doing the mass uprising, we go after all the thieves that have stolen in Zimbabwe, either inside Zimbabwe or abroad. Thank you.
Okay, so President, let me display your contacts now for everyone to see. So I think the contacts that we use are these ones. info.ziva@gmail.com, and the number that you gave out in the beginning is this one. Those are the contacts that you guys have got for all your communications, right?
Yes, that's the numbers. They are very correct in the email.
Okay, so President, just conclude for us. In closing, what do you have to say?
What I can say now for the people of Zimbabwe is let's unite and let us all stand up for our rights. It is our right to demand, to choose the leader that we want. It is our right to protest. It is our right. It is enshrined in our constitution to choose who should lead us, and it is our right to vote. What we want now is people to stand up. We have fought for our freedom, as our forefathers fought for our freedom, and I will not tolerate the police coming and stopping us from demanding our rights, and we will not tolerate any soldiers coming to disturb us when we are demanding our rights. It is within our right, and it is enshrined in our constitution. So the people of Zimbabwe, let's unite and let's fight for our rights. As we are coming to the end of our ultimatum, we are saying Zimbabwe is for all of us. It's not only for the few who are looting. It's not only for the few that are connected to the cabal. So everyone should come and fight for our rights. And it is within our rights to fight for our rights.
Okay, thank you very much, President. Thank you very much, General Mtapa. We'll see you again next week, and we're just slightly above time. Thank you very much, and a good night to all the viewers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.